Hello, hello. Today I'm going to be talking about how to use your iPhone or your phone as a teleprompter. So right there you can see that I have a prompter that I use on my phone, and I'm going to put it right here. Where is that one? It didn't stay. Oh, bummer. Hold on, let me create that for you because I'd love for you to be able to use this one. This is what I use. It's called Video Teleprompter Premium by Joe Allen Pro. Make sure, now you have the link there. I'm not sure if you can copy and paste from there, but you really want to make sure that you get this one because there are a lot out there, and all it will show you as an icon, it says teleprompter, which is not very helpful at all. Why would you want to use your phone as a teleprompter? Well, listen, never for live videos, ever, 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 ever. Live videos are not meant for teleprompters, but you want to use a teleprompter sometimes if you have a longer video or a video where you need to very specifically say things in the right order, like your homepage video. I've been talking a lot about your homepage video. This would be the perfect way to make sure that you get everything. Now, here's a little word of warning, or maybe let's turn it into play. I need you to play with this. This is not the type of thing that you're going to set up and go. Teleprompters take a very long time for you to be able to feel and sound natural. There's a couple things going on, and I'm going to share screen and I'm going to show you. Hold on. I see we have some comments there. Hey, Vicki, Happy New Year to you. And so I use teleprompter for my homepage video. I will use a teleprompter for opt-in page videos, sales page videos, things where I really need to make sure that I am nailing the exact thing. Again, not for live videos. Why? Well, if you're live and you have a teleprompter running, and I'll show you how I set mine up, but you have a teleprompter running and you're trying to engage with people and it's the most natural, real, raw way to show up, you can't stop your teleprompter and be, hold on, like that's not going to work. I'd rather you just have some bullets and notes covering your face. But again, you can use Zoom to record your videos. You can use your teleprompter setup, and I'm going to show you some pictures first to show you. Again, below me, you will see a little thing. This is the teleprompter app that I use. And again, there are a couple things you want to look at, but first we're going to talk about your setup. So let's look at some of the pictures I have. So the first one I'm going to share with you, and here is why. Let's see, we don't need me in there. Let's do this full screen. You can see that it almost looks like my computer is blocking the teleprompter. Now, this is on a gooseneck arm, and a gooseneck arm, for those of you that don't know, is one of those little arms that, you know, you can kind of mold wherever you want them to go. And these are super helpful, especially in a teleprompter, because you are going to have to play a lot with where your phone goes and how much of the script you see, which again, I'm going to bring you to another picture now. Just to keep showing you these types of things. Let's see. So this is actually how much of the screen that I see. So if you can see here, I'm going to take the banner down just so it's not. So you can see I'm doing here is the little green dot. That is my camera. That's where my eye line needs to be. How much of it can you can see video as a close-up. Because when you are using your teleprompter, here is a teleprompter trick from a woman who has used teleprompters for 20 years. You have to let the top line come to your eye, not read down, which is called scanning, which is when you see people's eyes go from side to side. And this is one of those things where people are like, I want to read like a newscaster. Well, guess what? They practice a lot. The other thing you want to add to your, when you're practicing, is you have to use gestures, pauses, and you're going to have to build these into your scripts, because what happens when you use a teleprompter is it takes all of the natural rawness that is you and wonderful away because you're reading. And what gets lost is inflection. That's why a lot of times you can tell when people are reading from a teleprompter. So you need to build these things in to your script. I have been known even to Build in jokes. I build in jokes. I'll say nod. I'll say lean in. I will put direction into my teleprompter scripts to remind me to be natural and real when it comes to doing these. I'll put this one back up for you so you see, right? So that's the setup. And again, it is going to take you a little bit because all you want to be able to see is the top line. Now I loaded it up. This is the app, right? And you can see the words, right? So when I start this now, I'm going to not record. So this, you can actually record it to your phone. So if you are using your phone to record, you can actually have it running and practice, but it gets harder for you because this is nowhere near, like you're reading across. Here's where I want you to be looking. Right? So that's not really going to work. So when people say they want to use a teleprompter on their phone, your eye line is never going to be right, which is a lot of times with a shorter script is why I memorize. I memorize in chunks and then I edit those chunks together. But for right now, I'm going to turn off the record. Record just means it's going to record it to your photos, right? We don't need to do that. Now, if I start it, you guys, I'm getting really good here with my backwards things, right? Hey, Tracy, watching from YouTube. Hey, Kathy, Sarah, hey, YouTube. I love seeing, by the way, everybody, I'm multicasting. I'm doing it all in Facebook and in YouTube. I'm so glad you guys are watching on YouTube. Here you go. So you start it. So what would I read? I'd wait till it gets to where? Right here. So when I say the top of the screen, I'm going to stop it just for a second so you can see. And then you need to roll it back down and start it again, right? So here we go. I would start it, but remember, this is your eye line. So that top line, that's what I would have peeking over my desktop because that's what I need to be reading. So when I say that there is a lot of practicing, So again, here's my script. So right now, the hi and welcome. And another trick is you want to build in spaces above your script and below your script so that it keeps rolling up, right? You don't want it to start immediately and then you got to go. You want to give a smile and, hey, this is Tracy. I'm so glad you're here but that is all written, right? And so here we go. If I start it again, yeah, this is really hard to do this, right? So what would I be reading right now? I'd be reading here at Life Coach. We've seen profile videos boost engagement by 500%. That's pretty compelling reason to include one in your own profile. You see how I messed up there? So I would stop and I would go back and I would do it again. So when you're recording when you're using your phone, again, this is for much more produced and you want to make sure you're getting all the words right. These are for your opt-in videos, your homepage video. People, I have not even sent it out yet, but it's going out today. Homepage video workshop. It's happening on Thursday. I'm opening the doors today to my general list. Now, those of you who have been through Live Video Launchpad, you have already gotten your email about that. And so you get your amazing gift, your holiday gift of $100 off. So make sure you take advantage of that because it is a small group. And I can only have a handful of you inside the class. So if it is something you're like, I really kind of want to do it, you should do it because I already have half of it filled and I haven't sent it out to my list yet. So that gives you an idea of how popular this workshop is. Again, it's January 7th, 2.5 hours, but this is the type of video we're going to be scripting it, right? You're going to be scripting your entire homepage video with me, practicing it, but this is the type of video that you would use a teleprompter for, but you'd practice over and over and over again. And we'll talk about how you would record it and how you would get it edited and that type of thing, or edit it yourself. Because again, these are clean little breaks, but you can't, right? It's not max headroom. You don't want to be like recording, stopping. So you want to make sure you're practicing and practicing and practicing. And again, the key there is to be able to have it come up to your eye line. Your eye line, right, is your camera. I think I just went upside down now. So it would be up here. But anyway, it doesn't matter which way you do it. Now, the nice part is you see the little running woman? I'm going to say it's a woman, not a man. You can change the speed. So that's the other thing you're really going to have to play with is changing the speed because we all read at different levels. But again, I would love for you to, if you're recording on Zoom, do a couple practices, watch it back because does it feel like you're reading? If you think it feels like you're reading, your audience is definitely going to feel like you're reading, right? So this is where with live video, I'm like, don't worry so much. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this one you worry about it, because it'd be really bad if I'm reading through this. Here, let's do it this way. Oh, it wants it to be upside down. I did it backwards. Let me get back to the beginning, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to start this. If everybody can see my screen, right? There's my finger. So I'm going to start it. Again, I'm only reading what comes up to here. Right? Okay. Hi, and welcome to the Intro Video Masterclass. I'm Tracy, head of video here at Life Coach. We've seen profile videos, engagement, right? Like I already screwed up. So now I got to stop and go back and do it over again because I haven't done this script in a very long time. I don't really know it. You have to be really intimate with the script. And even then I can tell you, I would watch back and be like, nope, that sounded like I was reading it. Even more so is if you watch back. Here, we'll do it one more time. I'll get better each time, but if I read it like that, hi, and welcome to the Intro Video Masterclass. I'm Tracy, head of video here at Life Coach. We've seen videos, right? Like that's you reading. That's because you don't know, you don't have the inflection. I'm not moving around. I don't have any gestures. You really have to work at this. This is not, no one wakes up a natural at teleprompters. Now, I have had one client, and I called her the one take wonder because she was fantastic on teleprompter. I mean, she rocked the teleprompter until I got to know her and realized, oh, she's reading, right? So she was really good. She was good at inflection. She was great at really getting all the words right with great pauses. But after I got to know her, I was like, no. And I took the teleprompter away from her. Her name is Nancy Levin. And she's very funny because the very first shoot we did, this is before COVID. So I was out in Boulder. I said, no teleprompter. And she said, what? And I said, you got to memorize it in chunks. And because that is always going to be the most natural, but also takes work, right? But I do love having a teleprompter. So for me, I'm the face of lifecoach.io. It's an amazing life coach platform where you can find clients, but you can also upload. And so I'm the video trainer there. And I had to get everything right. Right. So I did the script on here, and I think it turned out really well. So again, the things you want to think about is your eye line of what you're only reading one line at a time. So you'll know your speed is if you're reading fluently. And again, if you keep getting stumbling at places, this is a scripting trick. I always tell people, if you keep stumbling over a phrase, change it. If you continue to stumble over that, delete it. It means it's not working for you, right? But it takes practice. So Vicki says it's more like memorization, adding acting in once you know well enough than the teleprompters for reminding touchstones. You're reading it, but you're reading it. So the thing about a teleprompter is I do either or. I either memorize it, which sometimes with my opt-in pages I do, or my video ads, my Facebook video ads, I'll memorize and do them in chunks and then edit them together. Your teleprompter, you are reading, but it takes some finessing so that it doesn't feel like you're reading. And so this one is, it's my favorite app. I tried a bunch of them. Like I said, you can try to do it on your phone, but again, if you think about your eye line. So where the playing comes in is with the speed of how quickly it's coming up to your line. So again, if these are my words, I'm not tracking, right? I'm not doing this and reading like you normally would. You would read, right? You would read from left to right, and then you track down. But that's how people know you're reading. You are connecting with your little green dot. So the key is to use your goose arm with your teleprompter to make sure that you have that all. Now you can have someone help you and they can hit stop and start for you or start and stop for you. That's why I generally, it takes a lot of practice. It does take a lot of practice. And that's the thing is people think like, I'm going to make my videos easier and use a teleprompter. And I'm like, nope, that is not easier. It is why I encourage people to start with live video, so that you can figure out who you are on camera, so you can figure out how comfortable you are on camera. So again, the two things though you want to be working on is where it is on the teleprompter, right? Where it's recording and where it's recording on your computer to get that. So your eye line, it looks like I'm looking at my dot, which means I'm connecting. Like right now I am looking directly into that dot, and that is me connecting with the camera. So where you want to place it, and it's so hard to show on pictures, but you want to place it behind and tilt it a little bit so it looks like you're looking at your camera, but you're actually looking at the words. And then start recording and start doing it. So this is why I build in a bunch of space before the script and a bunch of space after the script, so that after I hit start, there's a couple lines of just spaces before, so that I can get settled. It starts and I'm like, hi, this is Tracy with Life Coach IO. Or, hi, this is Tracy at Video Script Success, right? That is the trick, are the spaces and then letting it come up to your eye line. So there's a lot of finessing. There's a lot of practicing. It's not to put you off. That's why I actually went live today, because Joanna, you had a question about it and I wanted to make sure, right, that you understood what was involved. It makes going live seem easy. Love it. I don't think I want a teleprompter. Yeah. And sir, I really don't think you need one. Again, these are for your more pre-produced videos, but even my homepage videos. So if you decide you want to do a homepage video, which I all hope you do, for more than one reason, one being it's a great way for your homepage to be working and making sales for you 24/7. But you can also do, and this is where I come in, is that like I like to memorize in chunks. And what I mean by that is I'll have scripts. And again, your homepage video is like 90 seconds, right? So it'd be like 3 different chunks: intro, heart, CTA. And maybe like, it doesn't have to be that clear, but you don't want too many cuts in your video. And so I'll memorize. So it just really depends. This Life Coach IO one was fairly long. I think it was in the 4 or 5 minute range. And I had to get it right. I had to get it the exact word. Sometimes for my my programs, my courses, some of the pre-recorded stuff, I'll use a teleprompter. And in the early days, like again, I've been working with teleprompters for 20 years, and they have come a long way where they were a big hunkin' thing on its own that the camera got fed through. And like, I mean, it is a big deal to now being like a $14 app on your phone. But what's missing from those little apps are the training on how to use a teleprompter. So again, if you're watching on the replay and you have a question, just tag me at Tracy Phillips or at Video Script Success and ask me the question. But a lot of it is simply downloading it. And again, I have this all up here, and I'm going to put up there for those of you who are like, what is the homepage video? You should go check it out right now, because I am today sending the list. I'm sending my list an invite to this, at which point it will fill up and there will be no spaces left, because it is a very small group, because we are scripting your homepage together. You get a workbook that you fill out before you show up on January 7th. I've had a couple people who are really bummed because they have something planned already on January 7th and can't get out of it. I do not know when I'm going to be offering this again. I offer it usually twice a year. So if I'm offering it in January, it's not going to be for a while. So definitely you want a homepage. If you have a website, you need a homepage video, period. Like that's a non-negotiable for me, because you're encouraging people to stay 80% longer on your page simply by having a video on there. So why not have a video that actually helps you sell stuff, right? And people are 10% more likely to convert when you have a video on your homepage. So those numbers alone should have you going, perhaps I should spend this tiny amount of money with Tracy, whose magic sauce is scripting, and get a homepage video. Vicki, I know you said you were, not everybody get your max headroom reference. I know that, Vicki, but it's more for the people who do. Now, Vicki, I know you said you were recording your homepage video, I think this weekend or something. So I'd love to see how that turns out for you. By the way, max headroom is from the 80s. It's when you come on TV and it's very jilted and cut, and it's just too many cuts too many times, and it makes your head shift around. And again, in the homepage video workshop, I talk about how I record so that we can do something called a digital zoom in editing. And you can do your own editing on these. It's super simple. iMovie is fine. But it's a matter of quickly being able to come up with a script that helps people figure out that they are in the right place with the right person, and then you're telling them what to do. So again, if you have a website, you must have a homepage video. You must. It doesn't make sense to me. why you would not. So I was popping in today. Joanna, this one was for you, my friend. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions. I love that you're going live with my question. You're the best. No, you're the best. Later today, it'll be done. Looking forward to seeing that, Vicki. And so again, I've been going the last 2 weeks, I've been going over all of the really important parts to your homepage video, right? So you can try it on your own, or if you want a little more help, then on January 7th, I will be holding a very small workshop. And it's called a workshop because we'll be working. You must show up. So please don't take a spot and then be like, oh, I just want the replay, because the magic is in the collaboration. It's not the type of thing, I don't want to just take your money and be like, okay, here's a replay. It doesn't work that well, right? So I have a limited amount of spots. Again, I offered it out to Live Video Launchpad. They've already taken half the spots. I'm offering it out to my general list today. So the rest of the spots will be filled, I'm sure, by the weekend. So by the end of the weekend. So please, 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 if you are interested, go there right now. If you have any questions, you can email me, or you can just tag me in here and ask me any questions you have. But Joanna, my love, that was for you. And that is how you use a teleprompter app on your phone. Have a lovely Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.